My big cats in the building. Grace and peace. Happy Saturn Day. Happy Saturn Day. Yes, it's Saturday. I'm out here. I'm being led to talk about the full moon that's going to be happening tomorrow, but you can be feeling these effects now. It's 12:22, so shout out to those master numbers. I'm going to just do Instagram live real quick as well. Let people know. I was a little tired, but we're here today. Hope all is well. I'm going to be using some different decks today. It's not going to be the typical like a midweek check-in. My Lotus is here. Yay! And I've got my moderators in the building. All right, let's hit Instagram up real quick. Let them know what we do, what we doing today. Anybody's interested in this book, this is about moon magic. All right, so I'm going to be talking, getting some talking pieces out of here to let us know what to expect during this full moon. It's a blood moon. All right, they said I'm live. Hold on, now let me turn the music down. All right, so you know what? We don't want to create nothing here, Instagram. Hold on, because, you know, Instagram's a little different. You know, I don't want to, it's asking me about using to get to other people. I don't want to talk to, I don't need anybody else on the platform right now. Okay. Well, hopefully they'll see and whatever. All right, so anyway, today is May 14th. Some can be feeling the effects of the full moon already. All right. Those who are in water signs, so Scorpio is going to be hit really the most because the full moon is going to be in Scorpio. Salute. Okay, that's my Lotus over there. Water signs, Scorpio, Pisces, and Cancer will be affected the most during this full moon because they are water signs. Cancer is going to be affected because the moon is the ruling planet for Cancer. Also, we're in Mercury Retrograde right now, and it's in Gemini. So signs that will be affected will be Gemini, Virgo, Libra, Aquarius, and Taurus because it's their birthday season. So it's going to be a lot of emotions. I'm going to just turn this down a little bit. YouTube doesn't like when we play other people's music that we have no copyrights to. So, you know, we're going to listen to some traditional music. Thank you. Yes. And really quickly, anybody that wants a personal reading can go to www.foxymoonspiritualalchemist.com. There you can get romance readings. You can get finance readings, an oracle reading if you like, a simple yes or no question answered. What else? You can get the 5-card spread, which is kind of like what I do in a midweek, but I use 3 cards instead of 5. They range from anywhere to 20 to 30, 45 minutes. Prices are fairly reasonable. Everything's under $50. And so if you are interested in that. If anybody wants to have a mini reading after this segment, they can. I wasn't really going to be doing that today. Just wanted to let us know about what this celestial event is going to be taking place. I need to look up where this full moon is going to be, the lunar eclipse. I'm not sure if the United States can see it, but there will be a window where certain parts of the world will be able to see it. And I believe it's going to be peak time will be at midnight or sometime during the wee hours of the morning. So if you are fortunate enough to see that, it's a beautiful event. I was able to see a blood moon, and it's a sight to behold. And basically that's how Foxy Moon got started, was on a blood moon. So shout out to the blood moons. All right, so what I'm going to do is jump off of Instagram. Instagram, you can come to Foxy Moon Premieres. And on the YouTube here, I'll be here for a little while. I'll try not to be too lengthy, but Those that know me know I can go for hours, but I don't want to go too long. It's a Saturday. I know people have things to do. So that be that. Okay. Thanks again, Instagram. Peace, salute, and catch you on the flip side. So now how's that going to turn off? Okay, hold on. Okay, so, and let me just turn this do not disturb on. Okay, so moving forward, let's read a little bit about, for those who don't know. Okay, so I'm going to read the sign of Scorpio in my beautiful tarot oracle that Melodious gifted me. So this book is a oracle guidebook to an oracle deck. Now, it's in the sign, this full moon is going to be in the sign of Scorpio. As I said just a little while ago, it's going to affect all water signs, especially Cancer and Scorpio the most, because the moon is Cancer's ruling planet, and this full moon will happen to take place in Scorpio. So it can be a very emotional time. There could be some tears shedding. There could be some anger, some outbursts, whether it be crying or outbursts in, telling, as I had mentioned in my live Wednesday, we could be telling people about themselves. It might not look pretty. Peace, Zaid is in the building. And if I'm pronouncing it incorrectly, I think I have said your name incorrectly for so long. So forgive me, my brother, and he's in the building. But are you a water sign too, Cancer? Or are you talking about a Cancer? Okay. Nonetheless, this full moon is going to affect the water signs, as I said, Scorpio being the heavy hitter and Cancer. So, Zaid, okay. The lunar eclipse is what happens when the Earth and the moon are in alignment. The sun blocks out that the moon, and so at night you can see the Earth and shifting and kind of what they call eclipsing the moon. So for a short duration of time, the moon is kind of blacked out. You are a Cancer. Okay, so Cancers are going to, like I said, Cancers and Scorpios are going to be affected the most during this full moon. However, Tauruses, because this is their birthday, they're caught up in this Mercury retrograde. They're also caught up in this lunar eclipse, and we had a solar eclipse about a month ago. So they're going to be hit hardest. Shout out to all the Tauruses. King Corey is celebrating, or this is his birthday weekend, so salute to him. And also my son, whose birthday is tomorrow. So it can look, again, a very emotional. You could be withdrawn, not wanting to say anything, or you can be the opposite and want to say something and kind of get off, what you need to say. It's a weird time, so choose your words wisely. Think before you speak. I'm going to be using this moon magic book and reference what the eclipse is, what full moons are, because this is also a perfect time to take the opportunity to do some meditations, do some intention work, letting out and releasing things that have been holding you kind of hostage, sort of say mentally. All right. The moon has to deal with revealing stuff that's been hidden in the secret esoteric world, if you will, or the spirit world. Okay, so again, some people could be getting their spiritual breakthrough, their awakening, their spidey senses, where things are going to be making a lot more sense to them. But be careful, because I did mention last week in my reading that one of the oracle's cards said it's not for you. So just because some things might seem to appear like they are for you, think that very carefully. Read the fine lines. Again, we're in Mercury retrograde. We won't be out of this energy until mid-June. And then we go into July. So there's a lot of emotions, a lot of waterworks for some, especially in the water signs. Okay, the waterworks could also be meaning you're angry. And some people, they get so upset that they kind of cry instead of, their anger overwhelms them, so they cry. Instead of it crying like, you're sad, you're crying because you're angry, you want to punch, the wall or some things. We don't want to condone violence. Tauruses are temperamental that way as well. They also have this type of, they're the bulls, so their energy and their emotions can, be a little swayed. So me and my son, as I said to y'all last week, we're kind of going to be going through some things. Today, it's all peachy keen because his birthday's tomorrow. My moon sign is in Taurus, but my sun sign is Cancer, and he's a Taurus sun sign. So it's like, but we're going to talk a little bit in just what eclipses are, because back in ancient times, some people looked at eclipses as omens, as, kind of the end of times, doom and gloom. And for other societies and ancient ancestors, they looked at that as a good thing, crops, harvest, right? Because the moon has to also do with that type of element, crops and growth and harvest. Ivan's in the building. Salute. Very happy monkey. Salute. Welcome. Thank you, guys. It's Saturday. It's Saturn Day, the planet of expansion. So, I would love to be on here a little long with you guys, but I understand it's Saturday. And some people might be working or doing things that they need to do that they couldn't do during the week. So, but I wanted to just enlighten us this today, because this energy is going to be here for, the next couple of days, the full moon, but the eclipse energy can last up to 6 months. So while Mercury retrograde is telling us don't start any new projects, the full moon can bring on this energy where you want to release some things, but then take on something new. So again, it's about being very discreet, discerning, using your third eye, using that intention of, should I sign this, or should I, rock out with this group of people? Should I, what I mean? It's a lot of this should I, and just taking the very necessary steps to just think before you make moves, think before you speak. Retrogrades have to do with also, especially in Mercury, the planet of communication. It's in Gemini, so it's in a natural state right now. It's in its natural planet. The technology can be acting a little wonky. If your phone shuts off, on and off, your computer, that's the kind of effects of Mercury retrograde. Also, traveling can be an issue. You could be stuck in traffic forever and a day. Or yesterday I read that people were stuck in Jamaica. Actually, they were not let into Jamaica. So some flights had to turn back around from where they were coming from because they were trying to get into Montego Bay and they weren't allowed to. So that's what Mercury retrograde looks like. Cancellations, delays, flight plans wonky, off. Okay, so that's what that looks like. And communication. So text messages, before you send out a text message and you're kind of like in this irate mode, or if you're not and you're just sending a text message, reread how you word it, because what you say is really what gets the point across. And if somebody's reading the message, it could be interpreted the wrong way and it could cause some type of conflict, confrontations, right? Same thing with emails. Be careful about opening up spams that look like a company and they're not. Text messages. I've gotten text messages from Citibank, and I'm not affiliated with these people, yet they're like sending me a link and telling me somebody's trying to activate your account. Do not answer those type of text messages. Do not link into those the hyperlinks, because they are scams, spams, and it can affect you in the long run. All right. With that being said, I'm going to tap into what the eclipses are. We're in a blood moon right now. So this is I look at it as a beautiful thing, because this is how Foxy Moon got presented. I kind of did a little, not a ritual, but I was able to tap into the blood moon 2019 and actually see what a blood moon looks like. And it really does look like there's some dark hue or reddish orangey hue around the moon. So it's a beautiful sight to see if you can catch it. Again, I'm not sure where if anybody knows where the moon is going to be positioned, if we'll be able to see this lunar eclipse tonight or tomorrow and Sunday, let us know in the chat, because I'm not too sure where that is going to be at. All right, let me just take this down. Okay, so I'm also going to be using a couple of different decks today, not our typical decks that I'm going to be using. One is the Kipper Deck. This deck is a little spicy, a little saucy. It gets to the meat and potatoes of things, or the veggie burger, if you will, kind of, if you don't subscribe to the meats. But this deck is a real more in-depth and personal deck. And because we're in this lunar eclipse, we're in this full moon, it's about getting into the heart of things. It's your emotions, it's your secrets, it's your dark side, if you will, or your shadow side. And that doesn't necessarily have to look like a bad thing. I actually love my shadow side, because it's my shadow side that helped me evolve and get to here. Everything is not, fun and rainbows and sunshine. We have to deal with that scorpionic energy. So salute to the Scorpios, because you guys know how to go deep diving, get into the nitty gritty, go into those muddy waters and evolve and become this phoenix. You do that all the time. They're the sign that dies and resurrects all the time. That's why the death, there's no coincidence why in the tarot, the death card is associated with Scorpio, because it's the dying, transformation, and resurrecting. So some of you could be going through a transformation now in the spiritual sense, where, you just certain things, so certain people, certain places, opportunities, jobs, household, you name it, it doesn't resonate anymore for you. Foods, you could be having an aversion to certain foods that you once used to like. Now it's like, oh, it's because your soul and your spirit are evolving. Your ancestors are taking over and letting you know what's the right thing to have in your body. It could look like a Kit Kat, because I sure enough was snacking on some yesterday. Oh, that's because somebody else wanted some. I'm gonna blame it on the ancestors. I'm just saying. So another deck that I'm going to be using to clarify is my new tarot deck, also by the same person who wrote this Kipper's deck. All right, so this is my clarification. And I'm going to be using 3 oracles to end out the reading. One is going to be the ancient divinations of the ancients. I'm going to be doing a divine beloved. All right, this is what we're asking source for us to help change within us. And also I'm gonna throw in a little lovey-dovey, little romance. All right, so this is the newer deck, oracle deck, Soul's Connection, where 2 hearts meet. All right, because we have to throw romance in, because your relationship, if you're in a intimate relationship, or you're married, or a boyfriend and girlfriend, baby daddy, whatever that looks like, a relationship for you. Pinero's in the building. Salute, yay, my UK brothers here. You know what it is. So we gotta chop it up, because so much stuff. But anyway, what that is looking like, in relationships, we are in Mercury retrograde, so that relationship could look a little like, you guys kind of getting at each other, bantering back and forth. Or, some people could be coming through an evolution in their relationship where things are looking a little better for you guys. There could be a little more lovey-dovey. I said in my romance reading last week that, once we tell each other how we feel, get out this whatever issues that you may have with each other, you could be looking at each other in a new light, this newfound love, where you're like, oh, right, as I said, somebody could tell you about yourselves and you're like, wow, nobody ever stepped to me that way. I like that. I like you. I like you even better now than I did before, right? Okay, great. It's Monday, so it's going to be visible. So Lotus says that the eclipse will be visible 11:29 p.m. to 12:53 a.m. Sunday into Monday morning. Now, Lotus, could you let us know if it's going to be happening East Coast, West Coast, South America, Australia? Where is that going to be looking like? Because I don't think we'll be able in the North Hemisphere on the East Coast. I don't think we'll be able to see that. So, but they have YouTube has people filming the eclipse. So it's not the same thing, but it's a beautiful thing. All right, so really quickly, again, I'm going into this moon. Okay, thank you. Moon magic book here, and this is how I first started doing moon work, because the moon holds a lot of spiritual powers, just like the sun, but the moon holds this sacred energy. It's divine feminine, and more in the esoteric, right? It's in Scorpio, so Scorpio has to deal with that spirit world, spirit, transformations. Eclipses can bring out those type of, opening the veil, if you will, and having, ancestors come through, spirit guides, and can have some funky type of energy coming through. Let's not forget them. So be careful about doing your rituals. You want to protect yourself, surround yourself with, the white candles and white, have a lot of elements that will help water smoky quartz if you're going to be doing any type of divination work during the full moon, because this is a not just a full moon, but this is a blood full moon with a lunar eclipse. So that's going to be bringing some type of entities that are not such of light. They are the real true shadow entities, and that may not necessarily look like a good thing. As I said, shadow work is a good work. Is a good thing. But again, we want to be mindful that there are entities that will be released. I don't want to say demons, but yeah, they on demon time. If you subscribe to that. All right. Okay. So, in the month of May, this moon is called the hare moon, which is the rabbit. Rabbits are associated with birth, right? Fertility. So, women, if you're in that state, in that age range of fertility, this could be your time where that's what you want to do. Go for it as your time. Mine has come and gone. Hold on. What is my little... Okay, hold on. I got some bookmarks here, so I just want to... okay, so in full moons, it's a magical and powerful time of accumulation and positive results. Again, if you want to do some moon magic, this is the perfect opportunity. Even if you can't see it, the visualization of a full moon is in your head. Now, if you want to go online to look what a blood moon looks like, go ahead, so you can have that visualization in your head, and then you can do your moon rituals, if you will. So it's also time for celebration for some people, right? As I said, the witches like to do their moon magic. All right. Avoid holding any get-togethers during the run-up of a full moon. So, some people like to gather together and do these rituals. This particular moon, I would say stick to self, just because we're in a Mercury retrograde as well during this lunar. It's a partial lunar eclipse. Okay. So you might not see the whole full partial. Just is what it means is that it's partially being shown or exposed. So you won't see the full actual duration of the blood moon going across the moon. But nonetheless, as I just said, have that visualization of what the moon is and set your intentions. It's also a great time to do journaling. Again, setting out these intentions and being positive and affirming these intentions, right? Because it's not just setting it and forgetting it and moving away from, okay, I set what I wanted to set. It's that revisiting every now and then, especially during this lunar eclipse time. You want to go back to the things that you have been putting in place. So if that looks like you are wanting to start up a business, or you're in the crux, in the midst of getting a business up and running, you want to just pay attention to, going back. There might be some things that are missing or need to just be revamped and re-edited. But be careful, because we're in this Mercury retrograde where signing things and starting up new things might become an issue. So you want to kind of do things alone during this time. All right. So it says signing a contract. The first 3 days of the full moon are a perfect time to sign a contract. So generally speaking, yes, Maybach's in the building. My brother, salute. All right. You're a Libra, so you may be affected with this Mercury retrograde, not so much the full moon. Definitely water signs will be affected with this full moon. Okay. So yes, essentially during a full moon, you could start this new business and finances, because, it's a perfect time for things to start, because the new moons are new beginnings, but with the full moon, that's letting go of certain things. So where one job didn't work out, this is the time you want to put in your resume for something else. Or if you're doing a business, your own business, that business aspect didn't work out, but you're venturing into something else. So essentially a full moon could work out. However, we're in the Mercury retrograde. So it's almost like, damned if you do, damned if you don't. Just read carefully through everything. That's all I can just say is definitely read. All right, so it says here the first 3 days of the full moon are the perfect time to sign a contract if you want to experience fairness and honesty throughout the term of the agreement. All right, applying for a bank loan could be a good time, contract of an employment. All right, power of the full moon guarantee that the exchange will go through smoothly and without any hitches, because moon is currency. It has to do with money. Henceforth, the Bitcoin got, slammed. I've been watching certain stocks that I have put money into, and they've been going down, like literally up and down, day by day, up and down, up and down. I know Netflix for sure has been one that's been totally erratic. And so that's associated with this moon currency, right? Because full moons bring in the tide and then they sweep out. So definitely going to be seeing some issues with money, but Taurus rules money. So it's going to be a real funky couple of weeks, guys. In all honesty, this probably could have started early April, but definitely it's revving up more so now because we're in the celestial alignment, and you could either be losing money or gaining money. It's basically the bottom line to it. And if you have some money saved up, try to save as best as possible, because I feel it's going to be this back and forth kind of thing. And it's the moon. She's moody. She moves back and forth. So you got to flow with her. And if you go against her, it'd probably be more harder for you to get things rolling. All right. Let's move into what eclipses are. So that was the full moon. Now, what are eclipses? Typically the energy. Okay, hold on. Planetary transits and stellar alignments, scientific speak now. Planetary transits and stellar alignments have been thought to be highly charged with tremendous prophetic power and predictive value. So this is science and spirit connected. It's always connected. They try to have us think that science is just one entity and it's science over spirit. No. They work together. It's math, science, and spirit. So you can look at it as maybe the Holy Trinity. I don't want to go into that kind of talk because that could be sounding blasphemous to some people who are Christians. I'm a Christian too, but that doesn't make me feel any kind of way. Because if I think about it, science, math, and spirit, that's mother, father, and son. It makes sense, right? Science is mother. Mother is that evolution. She can birth a child, right? Father is math. He's logic. He's about getting that money, boom, 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 and that's it. And then spirit is the child, is that creation that's been birthed from math and science. You get what I'm saying? I could be reaching, but whatever. That's just my spiritual interpretation. It's not the truth. Okay, so both lunar and solar eclipses were viewed as a way of otherworldly deities. Remember, I just talked about this just in the beginning of this live, that our ancestors had looked at blood moons or eclipses as doom, the end of civilization. It could have been the end of their kingdoms. But what it is, it's typically when the sun, the earth, and the moon, or that's mother, father, and child, right? I had a great conversation. If Raz Girl comes through, I had a great conversation on her platform. So shout out to Raz Girl and Lubudu. Forgot the Lubudu review. Oh my goodness, I forgot what his platform is. And it was Thursday, and the conversation was religion versus spirituality. You don't really want to say versus, because it's not. Some people look at it one or the other, but I believe they work together. And so there was a person there, a young lady who, she was born again Christian. So she's definitely, into the Bible and quoting scripture and stuff like that. And then here comes me with, my little old tarot self. And definitely, spin the block, as they would say. And so my views were a little slightly different. We all kind of got a little, in the heat of the moment, but we all saw each other's views, and it was a respectful conversation. So when these eclipses are the sun, the earth, and the moon arrange themselves in a straight or near straight line. When the new moon shadow crosses the earth's surface, we experience a solar eclipse. When the full moon, hold on, if y'all can hear me, I think I have my music up a little loud. Again, they won't let me play other songs on here because it's copyright infringements. So, whatever. Now, when the new moon, when new moon shadow crosses Earth's surface, we experience a solar eclipse, which we just did about 3 weeks ago. Or so, maybe give or take a little bit more. Whereas when the full moon comes into view, it is the shadow of the earth, and therefore there is this lunar eclipse, right? So the shadow of the earth is what's eclipsing the moon. Now, Lotus said that it's a partial lunar eclipse, so that means we're not going to see the full moon turn into this glorious rusty reddish orange color, but nonetheless, it's still a beautiful sight to see. Now, total lunar eclipse, all right, and what the blood moons are. So a total eclipse occurs when the moon moves completely behind the Earth's shadow, all right. Total lunar eclipses take place nearly once a year. Okay, you can hear perfect, and the music is fine. Thank you. That's why you're moderator extraordinaire. All right. So when there is a higher quantity of dust particles, the moon will appear or look like a darker red. All right. So that's what it is. It's just dust particles that are circulating around that we don't really see, even on eyes view. But because it's potent, that dust particle is more prevalent now. And that's why it's getting that reddish, darkish orange hue. All right. So now let's get on to what the ancient civilizations, our ancestors, how they viewed these, especially a blood eclipse. To ancient cultures, when the light of either the sun or the moon was blocked, it was considered an inauspicious event for the life that it depended on. So, i.e., it could look like, the harvest situations with food, again, kingdoms, or I'm going to get into that. Seen as a challenge to the normal order of daily life, and any darkened red or temporary invisible sun or moon would have been an unsettling event, right? Because think about it, they didn't have, we can look and watch this blood moon happen today, or tomorrow rather, right? But billions or whatever, thousands of how long human civilization's been living on the planet, that was looking very scary for them, right? So they definitely would be looking at it like end of days, end of times. So now, to this day, apocalyptic end of the world prophecies are still associated with the eclipse, all right? I also talked about that on Raz Girl's platform Thursday with, she asked a very good question. How does this time frame, how life is looking now, would you associate that to the revelations in the Bible? And do you look at it as end of times? So, prophecies, this is a perfect example of, what an end of the time or end of days could look like. But I had to say that it looks like it could be the end of days according to scripture, but it's definitely ending of a paradigm. There's definitely an ending and a dying of certain aspects, cultures, religions, societies. All right. Now I'm going to go into a couple of the ancient civilizations and how they thought these blood moons and lunar eclipses looked to them. Ancient Mesopotamia viewed lunar eclipses as the moon was attacking it was like an attack. And so an attack on their land, rather, and an attack on their king. So Mesopotamians looked at lunar eclipses as an attack on their land and on their king. They would then have to prepare by installing a surrogate king to prevent from harming and befalling the true king. So, that's getting somebody who maybe a brother or somebody in the bloodline to, prop this person up and hide the true king until this, the lunar eclipse leaves for protection in case there's this end of time and end of days and the moon is going to kill the king. The Incas believed that the lunar eclipse was caused by a jaguar attacking the moon. They saw jaguars, they may do in this case of an actual jaguar attacking. They would make loud noises and scare the attacker away, including beating their dog to make them howl or bark. Henceforth, why the wolves howl at full moons. That's instinctual. But the Incas thought that it was a jaguar that was attacking the moon. Okay. In Korea, it was a gigantic hound attacking the moon. So this ancient civilization definitely thought that it was an attack on them, however way. And these ancient civilizations, I'm going to move into the native civilization. The Vikings also explained that the sky wolves or warg caused and ate both the sun and the moon. All right, cute. North American natives thought it was the spirits of the dead trying to eat the sun and the moon. And one tribe in Africa accounts for eclipse as fights between the sun and the moon. So tribe members settled their celestial dispute by offering conflict resolutions, advice until the eclipse abates. So that's a good African thing. They got the solution. They was like, listen, we're gonna hash this out. Meanwhile, everybody's like, oh my God, let's hide. So that was coming out of the Moon Magic book. You guys can go online and look up what, if you're interested in what ancient civilizations, our ancestors thought about this, you can go ahead and do so. This book is by a woman named Diane Ahlquist. I'll put it in the chat if anybody is interested in doing moon magic, because this book also provides meditations. It provides certain teas that you can drink. I have here a little cauldron with blue lotus and some frankincense kind of burning here. All right, for that spirit aspect to come through. Be careful when you're doing that magic, though. As I said, you want to be careful about who and what you're invoking, who and what you're subscribing to, and be very protected when you're doing these type of rituals. Again, you want to have, water around you because that's a purification. White candles. You can have black candles because black candles reverses any negative energy. So don't get spooky about seeing black candles and saying, ooh, I'm not going to use that. Black candles are the equivalent to a white candle. They just do the opposite. So while the white candle is providing this protection and purification, the black candle is taking away that negative energy from you. All right. White candles are bringing that energy towards you, that protection energy, purity. And the black candle is releasing all that. So they're both just as strong as each other, and they're both good. So if you can't get a white candle, you can get a black candle. It does the same thing. So you want to have that around you. You want to have, if you have crystals and you subscribe to crystals, you want to have either a smoky quartz around you. I have a moonstone, I think it's a rainbow moonstone here that brings in for intuition. You definitely, amethyst is the heavy hitter, is the big boy here that you want to have on you, because that's about spirituality as well. But protection. Also, helps with clarity during this Mercury retrograde. Soda light sounds just the way it's spelled, is a good gemstone to have during Mercury retrograde. It's blue, and it helps with communication. So you want to have this around you, on you, or meditating with it. This is a chakra stone. And this goes to the throat. All right. That's your throat chakra here. The blue soda light works with your throat chakra. Mercury is communication. So you want to hold this around you. You can even hold it to you when you're doing your meditation or when you're speaking. You know what I'm saying? You want to have this type of energy around you. Now, what else? So Scorpio, we're going to go into the sign Scorpio because this full moon is in Scorpio right now. This is what Scorpios look like. So again, shout out to the Scorpios. My Lotus is a Scorpio. And I'm going to read just a few things about Scorpio here in this Oracle's guidebook. What is that? Okay. So it's a fixed sign. Taurus is a fixed sign. So that's why I said Taurus is going to get caught up in this mix as well. I feel sorry for them. I really do, because they're in a weird little spot right now. They're caught up in this Mercury retrograde in their birthday season, and then they got a lunar eclipse behind it. So they're a fixed sign. So they're hard to budge. Scorpios they're fixed signs as well. So it's hard for them to move into certain things, situations, people. They're kind of like they're grounded. They're the earth signs. Taurus, not Scorpio. Scorpio's a water sign. Scorpio and water signs and earth signs are like, this match made in heaven, because it's earth and it's water, right? So Scorpios will be affected by this. Cancers are going to be affected by it because cancers are ruled. Cancers are ruled by the moon. All right. Pisces, I'll give them an honorable nod because they are in the water sign group. They're in the water element, but they're not going to have too much of a hard time as the Scorpio, Cancer, Taurus, Gemini, and Virgo. Honorable mention to Aquarius. Why I say Gemini and Virgo is because Mercury is their ruling planet. So it might not be too damaging for them, this because they thrive there. That is their natural planet. So they can actually affect it, could be a good or a bad thing, right? So Gemini and Virgo can actually be thriving during this Mercury retrograde, but Taurus for sure are going to have the shit end of the stick, to be blunt about it. They're going to have the roughest time here dealing and getting through some muddy waters. Okay, they really could be stuck in that mud for a while. Same thing with communication. All right, so Scorpio is a fixed sign, right? It's ruled by Mars. So we know that Mars is that planet of war. It's a planet of action. It's a planet of chaos, if you will. So this is a funky time, y'all. You drink lots of water, as Big Cat says, because I'm telling you, it's a weird, chaotic, confusing, beautiful time right now. But how you flip it and how you alchemize it is all up to you. How you take this energy in is really going to be really up to you. The people around you can and may affect you, but this energy is really about self right now. Letting certain things die in self. That Scorpio energy, letting things die so that you can be born again into something else, into your higher being, into your higher self, and receiving what these powers and what this energy is going to give you in a positive way, not in a negative way. But we can't have the negative without the positive. So Scorpios are ruled by Mars. And astrologers also saw that they were co-ruled by Pluto. Pluto, again, is that death planet. We're in a Pluto retrograde right now. So, there could be more deaths literally happening. We can be seeing this play out on the scales. But it's not a bad thing because we need to have things in season. If plants, when fall comes and the leaves fall off the tree, and autumn comes, trees, the leaves are dying, the plants are withering away, right? That's a cycle of life. So we don't want to look at this situation as a woo-wee, scary, kind of like spooky, like ghosty, shit that you didn't see on TV to make you feel scared. It's not that kind of scary. But those who are not trained to it will look like, damn, this is the end of times. Damn, all these people are dying. Damn, this is what's going on. Damn, the stock market's going to be crashing. Damn, you know what I'm saying? That's not the case. It has to happen. It's the order of chaos. It's the order of design. These things have to happen so new things can come about, right? Technology, different resources, money-wise can be happening. Again, we're in Taurus, and Taurus is the sign of money. But be careful. If you got some stocks right now, leave them. Don't touch them. Don't pull it out. Don't think, ooh, I have enough money now in there. Let me tap. No. Leave it just as it is. And come Cancer season, when Cancer's in the moon, you might see some growth going on. So then you probably can take some money out of stocks, or the Bitcoin just got a hit, or if you want to start putting money into stocks, hold off. Just follow them. Follow these stocks, the different companies that you want to invest in, and follow them right now. Don't put anything into them. You want to really closely look at it. We're in Mercury retrograde, as I said. No new projects. Starting a market, a portfolio can be a new project. It has to do with the currency. We're in a very high resonating currency moon that can affect you putting some money into different cryptocurrency, stock market, and to that extent, and etc. Wait a couple of weeks when we go closer into Cancer season, because that energy is going to die down. This eclipse is going to die down. And then if you're following that particular stock market, then I would say, go ahead. Disclaimer, I am not a stockbroker. I do not work on Wall Street. I do not have a degree in finances. I just know a little something about a little something. All right. I have a few things in stocks sitting in and just festering and moldering, but it ain't nowhere near no Elon Musk and stuff, but I have a few pots cooking in the background. Is what I'm saying. All right. So Scorpios they're connected to the pelvis area and the root chakra. So this could bring maybe for females, could be pay attention to the pelvis area, could be getting some cramping. And the root chakra is that base to where the orifices, for women, you have 2 orifices. For men, you got 1 orifice. It's in that area. All right. That's your root chakra. This is that fight or flight. This is where spirit connects with you on the lower chakra frequency. All right. So some people, Scorpios, word on the street is y'all a little saucy with, on the sexual energy. All right. So, a lot of sexual healing could be going on, or a lot of sexual activity. All right. We're seeing a lot of things play out as far as things happening to women but sexually assaulted. All right. In the Bronx alone, there's been in a week about 2 to 3 rapes on women. All right. We're in this energy right now. So just because it's a full moon coming up, that energy can be felt 3 days before and 3 days after. And so that's when all this activity was taking place. Scorpio also, could bring in, it's ruled by Mars. So there could be this fighting. Again, that's what I said with the rape. It's, or can I say that word? Sexual assaults to women can be more intense during this time frame, because it's that lower vibe frequency. It's not the sexual healing. It's not the coming together to create this kundalini, if you will, between man and woman. There could be just more detriments towards a woman during this time. So please watch out for your sisters, mothers, daughters. Try to covet them with protection, prayers. If you do that, just set good intentions towards them, because they're right now at a their target. Pamela's in the building. Yay, Pamela, salute. All right, so that's Scorpio. Now your gift is the transformation. Your challenge could be jealousy and possessiveness. All right, that could drain your energy and waste your time. So before it triggers your defense, ask yourself the response: will it get what you really actually need? All right. So again, it's that speak think before you speak type of energy right now. If it doesn't need to be said, don't say it. If you can't communicate properly and you feel like if you can't speak it out, what you need to say, write it out. If you're doing a text message, be careful how you're sending your text messages, because we're in this communication situation right now where if you, even the wording of how you text it, sometimes, you know, we text, I know I text a little dyslexic sometimes, where they're like, what did you say? What do you mean? So text messages could really get misconstrued, or an email. If you're sending an email to somebody, it could come off a certain kind of way if you don't read what you wrote. And if you don't want to do all that and you want to just hold it in and not, you in your head, you want to curse somebody out, write it down in your journal or diaries, you know, and leave it there. And that's that. You washed your hands of it. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to hold that or say it to anybody where it's going to be like, oh, this can cause, you know, what's temporary can cause a lasting effect. All right. So with that being said, that is what the energy is right now. Those are the celestial alignments that are happening. It's a beautiful thing, but it can be a little scary. It could be a little this unknowing, because this full moon is ruled by Scorpio right now. I'm going to do a reading of what this energy is going to be bringing to us. What is the outcome? And I'm going to be using some oracles here to end the reading. I'm also going to throw in that good old romance in there. I'm not going to be using the romance deck, but I'm going to be using a romance oracle deck, and we'll end the reading that way. I also want to just say that if anybody wants to have personal readings, the books are open, the calendar is open. You can go to spiritualalchemist.com, and you can book a reading there for more personal, intimate readings. If you want to have a love reading, there's an app for that. They say there's a spread for that. If you want to know just specifically on finances, there's a spread for that. So, you know, go into that website, take a look around. If you're not interested, that's fine. Just take a look around or spread the news to anybody that may be interested. Also, make sure to like, share, and subscribe this live and other lives that I've had in the past. If you don't, that's fine. And if anybody just wants to drop a blessing, i.e., you know, little donation, that's fine. It's not the end of the world. It's not the biggest thing. All right. Just putting it out there because that's the etiquette of YouTube. All right. So now let's go ahead. I'm going to show you the decks that I'm going to be using. The first deck is the Kipper deck. This deck is a little intense as far as for me as a reader, because it kind of goes more deeper than just the tarot deck. And I'm going to be using the Tarot Lux. It's a new deck that I got, but it's by the same person who did the Kipper. So the pictures are very visual. It's just a beautiful deck. You know, the people are not melanated, but you know, I am a visual person. I've always kind of been a visual learner. Not so good with listening. Or I hear what I want to hear sometimes, or sometimes I don't hear it and I don't understand it. But if I visually see it, I can use it to my interpretation, or, you know, like reading, it's visual. So like audio books don't really kind of do it for me. I have to like see it. I got to watch like documentaries, and I have to see things, you know what I mean? So I'm that type of learner. So when I see tarot cards that have like these beautiful designs and stuff, my eyes like, oh, because it helps me read intuitively. And then I'm going to be using two other oracle decks. This is a divination of ancients. This is for spirit. And we're also going to be what we want to, the divine beloved, what we want to ask source or you know, divine to help us with moving forward during this time. Okay. All right. So let's get into it. You know, I wasn't coming on to you know, doing any little mini readings, but if you guys feel free, if you want to, that's fine. If not, it is what it is. So you're a visual learner too. Yeah. Yeah, that's probably why I didn't do so great in school. Because in memory, like if I had to memorize something, it's that repetitive for me. Repetitive. Writing the word 5 times each in school, and then saying and seeing it and stuff. So yeah, we all have our different learning thingamajigs. Okay, so here we go. Yes. All right, let's kick it off then. All right, so I got my so I make my own sage, smokeless sage, and it was supposed to be Florida water, but so I just clean my hands with that, clear the energy. All righty. So let's see. We can turn this up a little bit, maybe. Yeah, you have to do it to learn it. Yes. Some people are really just gifted in like learning. Some people could just do it one time and they pick it up and they just know it. Like for me, it's like, duh, huh? It's like, what? Sometimes some things will go over my head because I don't catch it right away, or I might catch it and it might come like what I'm catching might be over what the person was saying. Like, if they say a joke and it's like, huh? But then I'll like take it to the next level and they're like, no, that's not what I was saying. I'm like, all right. So, it's either way. It could go either way. All right. So let's crack it open to see what this full moon energy is bringing towards the collective. Again, I'm using this Kipper's deck. So, look, throat chakra. I saw a child and thought. So, some persons, people, mother, father could be thinking about children right now or wanting to get pregnant. This is that moon cycle, so. Again, if you are in that age group and you want to have, women want to, get pregnant, then this, I guess, would be the perfect time. All right. So what is the energy around this full moon, please, for the collective? Oh, wait a minute. Okay. So let's see. All right, so we got 3 cards here. Great Fortune right in the middle of the deck. And bottom of the deck is Coffin in reverse. So, yes, could be death, high honor. But let's see here what's going on. It could be somebody getting a will. Not a will, but an inheritance. All right, we got wealthy man in reverse. So this could have been a father figure or uncle, grandfather that passed away. We have mature woman and toil and labor. Okay, so this energy, as I said in Scorpio here, this is bringing. Somebody can be getting an inheritance from the grandfather, or this grandmother figure is going to be getting this compensation from work. Could be what they call a pension. All right, but this father or father figure, this male, definitely, do we want to call him high value? Yes, he's a high value man, not only just in money, but the way he was. Okay, because as I saw their thoughts, as I was shuffling the deck, I saw thoughts and child. All right, so this person or this grandmother, mother figure is always thinking about the children. So if the money comes through, it's going to be divided with the children as well, or just there's going to be money coming to grandchildren. All right, from somebody's place of business. This person passed over. Let's see what else. Yeah. So, and then we got poverty here, courthouse right underneath, and then we got child in reverse again. So this is going to be, we got mature man here. So The child is an adult. All right, so this could be an adult child or an adult grandchild is what I'm getting. The reason why they're getting some inheritance is because they were not living in such a they could be living in poverty, or they could be just very low in money. All right, so grandma, grandpa looking out for you. We got court right here underneath all that. I'm going to show you how this looks. So underneath all this, underneath this coffin here, we have poverty, the courthouse, the child in reverse, and then this mature man. Okay, so, and this could be just the child that doesn't have that much money, or is always kind of struggling. So, grandma and grandpa know this. This is why that inheritance is coming through. All right. Yes, with the courthouse. So wills, all that kind of legal stuff has to be have to go through this legality before any kind of money can be allocated to the wife, grandmother, or children. To me, she's also the high priestess or intuitive. Okay, because 6 is that Cancer mother figure. The month 6, which is in June. So this person could be a Cancer, this mom. All right, but just if that's not the case, it's a very warm-hearted mom, but always thinks about this child or worries about this child who is not as well off as maybe the other children. Or if this is a single child household, then definitely they're going to make sure that this child or grandchild is taken care of financially. Okay, let's clarify a little bit now. What is, why is this all coming up? And I'm using this tarot deck. Okay. This is the 8 of Cups here. Yeah. This definitely could be a Cancer mom or grandmother. She has to leave the home, or, it's hard for her to leave this situation regarding the death of, a husband or son. It could be that. Now, and if also this is not the case, I'm also seeing that there could be I don't want to say cougar, but there's an older woman that was married to a younger man. He passed away. But he from he has pension, from work. Connections, Mercury Retrograde. Cool. Okay, if you can hear me still, then I'm going to go ahead. I might be a little choppy or a little pixel. Just put your thumbs up or just okay if you can hear me clearly, because it says here my connection is unstable and it's waiting for it to be reconnected. You know, Mercury retrograde, as I just told y'all. So if you guys can hear me clearly, just say yes, okay, or thumbs up, whatever, just to let me know, because I will continue the reading that way. Right, good old Mercury retrograde. Exactly. Okay, thank you, Lotus. All right, so I will continue then. I know I'm going to look funky. Just bear with us, or me rather, because it's YouTube. My internet connection is a-okay. All right, so let's clarify a little bit more. Why is this wealthy man here? As I had said before, it could be a mother, grandfather, mother, or if grandfather might have been younger than grandma, that could be the case. Or, there's this mature woman who could be a cougar, as they say. And she, married somebody who's well-to-do financially, but unfortunately, high demand could have caused some type of heart attack, stress and death. All right, so why is this wealthy man here? So we got the 5 of Cups, yeah, and the 8 of Cups again. So definitely a lot of, now this person could have been drinking, all right? So there could be, if the person was an older man, I'm getting Alzheimer's, okay? Alzheimer's and alcohol. So definitely some alcohol playing into effect with this cause of death for this wealthy man, this grandfather figure, or, if it's not the case, there could have been an uncle that you could be a favorite niece or nephew to this uncle, and you're getting some money. But they definitely had some kind of consumption. Okay, so it could be alcohol addiction, and they possibly tried to do some rehab, but they just couldn't. They couldn't kick it, is what I'm getting. They just could not kick the habit. All right, so this probably is either some type of Alzheimer's, okay, because alcohol can affect Alzheimer's, or can trip off that, because with alcohol it has some detriments to the brain. All right, so let's go ahead and see, why is this mature woman here? Oh, Mercury retrograde. I'm wondering if I should, let me see something, guys. Hold on. Because I'm wondering if I should go onto my phone and then you guys could see me there. Because this is like, come on, how long? It's been minutes now. Minutes. They're trying to play me out. Stupid retrograde. Come on. Hold on, gang. Let's see if I can do it live on my phone. Sweating like the pigs. Okay, let's see if I can do it here, because maybe it might be my computer here. Okay. I'm just going to see something here, guys. If I can go on my phone, maybe there's a better connection. Now what am I missing? Is the connection still out? Yeah. I don't know why it's not letting me get on here either. Okay, so there could be some real issues going on with YouTube. But then my music is playing in the behind the scenes on YouTube here on my TV. So I don't know. There could be just an issue with the live. Okay, there we go. Let's see. I'm going to use my phone here. All right. Okay, so I'm going to shut this off. I'm going to end this stream here. Thank you for stopping by, and I'm going to just go on to my phone and see how that one works.